we are about to make some fresh strawberry pies today, and I was going to show you the first step that we need to do. We're going to preheat our ovens to 400 degrees, and we're going to have to let our pie shells sit out for 10-15 minutes to thaw, which we have already done today. So after they're thawed, we're going to take a fork and you're going to poke some holes in your pie crust. You're going to do this to keep your pie crust from bubbling up and puffing out, and hopefully they will stay nice and flat. But while you're cooking them for the 10 to 12 minutes that they need to, so they're brown, you need to kind of check on them every once in a while to make sure they're not bubbling up, because you may need to take your fork and kind of poke where a hole or a bubble is coming up. So, okay, that's what your pie shells should kind of look like before you put them in the oven. Okay, so now make sure you have your pie shells on a cookie sheet. So now we're ready to stick them in the oven. Okay, now we're going to work on our strawberries. So I'm going to work on these while the pie shells are in the oven baking. I have already rinsed and kind of washed off my 16 ounces of strawberries that I've got. I'm going to take the strawberries and put them on a little cutting board I have. I'm going to take the tops off, and we're going to do this to the whole container of strawberries, and then I slice them in half. And then when you go to decorate your pie, they'll be nice and proportioned like that. So we're going to do a couple just to show you what you need to do. And then hopefully our pie shells will be ready, and we'll get to our filling. So now we're going to start on our filling, our pie filling. I already have in my 4-quart pot 2 cups of sugar, just regular granulated sugar. I can talk. I'm going to add to that 6 tablespoons of cornstarch that I've already pre-measured in a bowl. I'm going to add to that 1 3-ounce packet of regular strawberry Jello. And then I like to use a whisk, and I take it and kind of try to mix my ingredients together a little bit before I add 2 cups of water. And it's a little noisy. Now, my recipe that I got from my mother, she got this from a lady that worked at Shoney's years ago. It says you can add some food coloring, some red food coloring, but I already think it's red enough, so I do not do that. But if you chose to add some more red to it, you could. And so I've got that mixed up fairly well, so I'm going to add 2 cups of water and get this stirred till there's no lumps in it or no dry ingredients that you see on the bottom of your pot. And then we're going to move it to the stove. We're going to put it on medium heat, and you're going to cook it till it comes to a rolling boil, which is a boil that when you stir it, you can't, get it to quit boiling. It'll still boil after you stir it. So that's our filling ready for the stove. So we have our filling on the stove. I have been keeping it on it, stirring it for about 5 minutes, and now it's come to a boil. And I just wanted to show you what it would look like. You're going to come to a boil that when you stir it, it still keeps boiling. It's a boil that you can't stir down. So that means that your filling is ready, and you can let it cool for a little while, or you can kind of go ahead and put it in your pie crust. It's whatever you'd like to do. Okay, so now we're ready to show you. We're pouring the filling that we just got done on cooking on the stove, and this recipe makes 2 pies. So that is why I had the 2 pie shells out earlier. And it should fill your pie crust up to almost full, but not quite, because you still have to have room to add your strawberries. You don't want your filling going over the top. And so we have our strawberries that we've already washed and cut. And so I'm a little OCD, so I like to place my strawberries on the pie a certain way, a certain direction, and make it all kind of pretty. I like the aesthetics of things to look nice. So you're gonna put your strawberries, I'm gonna demonstrate on one pie what you need to do. And then I'll finish the other pie, and then we will show you the finished product after it has been in the refrigerator, because these need to go in the fridge. So make sure you have room in your fridge to put your pies, because they need to set for a couple of hours at least, if not maybe 4. So you can slice them and they're not a mess, kind of falling apart or anything. And I'm going to tell you one tip I like to do when I'm making these pies is, after I'm done putting the strawberries in here the way I want them to look, I will go back and I'll take a spoon, or I'll go back and try to push the strawberries down in the filling and let the filling kind of come up over the top of them. That's just something I like to do. And I think it lets the strawberries stay pretty a little longer on the pie. So here's our finished strawberry pie out of the fridge. It needs to stay in the fridge. What's not eaten of it, it needs to stay cold. But I like to serve mine with some whipped topping. You could use Cool Whip if you don't have whipped topping, or just eat it plain. But this is kind of like the Shoney's pie recipe. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks.